I'm good. I'm good. I'm on. I'm live. I'm good. Thanks for the countdown. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about algorithmic trend lines, consistent trading, and Captain Zero value. We're going to share with you our amazingly precise daily stock levels, our game plan, and our Forex, as well as our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Is it really possible to call the top and bottom and big names like the SPX, the spiders, the Qs, Google? Is that even possible? Is that even possible to do it? Is it possible to do it the day before? Is your email box being filled with stupidity? People who are bringing you zero value after the fact, way, way, way behind the curve? By subpar to maybe slightly above par traders? Is that filling up your email box still? We're going to discuss all of that, how you can make more money, as well as me sharing strategies with you today. But first, I would like to say thank you to our BFFs forever over at the T3 Live Compliance team. Kindly pause this video. Once you are done reading it, then you may hit play on this video. Thank you very much for reading that. I appreciate it. Now, where do we start? Should we start with the algo line? Should we start with Captain Zero value? Where do we start? There's just so many things to start. Why don't we talk about consistent trading, and then we'll go into algo trend lines, and then we'll teach you how to ignore the stupidity and brain cell killing emails that are flooding your email box. We're going to teach you exactly how to do it. So, first, let's talk about consistency. We're going to take you to the most consistent place on earth, the Newsbeat live room, of course, ladies and gentlemen, where traders are tracking their consistency and sharing it with you, letting you know how hot they are. How many rooms do it out there? Not many. We are blessed to have members who enable us to do some of these things. So we're going to start off, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start off here with Facebook. And Facebook was... here we go. So we basically came out in the morning. We said one thing. I was just reading off the market that Apple was down, the Qs are down, now it's up, and everything was weird and it's low conviction. So I said zero game plan names, Banditos, low conviction day. Watching Facebook for an intraday long one conviction on the 1 to 10 scale. That was what I give you this morning. I wasn't one of those useless chat rooms that gave you 10 names and says, buy here and sell here. You know what the funny thing about that is, and I just want to save you, because if you saw how many hundreds of people were emailing me over the weekend telling me about this, I just thought I would share it with you as well. How many people are like, you know, you know, like, like my Maltese can come up to you and say, on any given name, buy Apple at 165, put a stop at 164.5, and put a sell order at 166. Did you know that anybody can do that? Do you know that mathematically I could teach my 4-year-old how to do that right now? How to tell you stock ideas and flood your brain with stupidity? You know how easy that is for a broadcaster? We come with one name. I'm going to look right or I'm going to look wrong. One name with a low conviction, a 1 on the 1 to 10. Now, how do we make money without even looking at Facebook's chart, which I'll show you? How do we make money on this? We do usually up to 3 strategies. We do what's called a one and done strategy. We do a high one strategy, and that's really what we've been focusing on recent. We haven't been doing a lot of high fives, but that would be third down the list. And the first one, we usually add the most conviction, and then we add the next set of conviction on the next one. So we do a one and done in high one strategy, something that you probably heard me talking about ad nauseum at this point. Inside the link in description to this video is another free link to the one and done and high one strategy. It is very simple. The one and done strategy, when we're looking for a long, which again, we were only looking for one name and one direction today in the morning, was Facebook for an intraday long. And again, I go over these when I'm wrong. I go over these when I'm right. It seems like I'm sitting here cherry picking names because these names work. We're pulling off 8 out of 10 consistency ratios on these names. That's why they feel like you log in and it's like, oh, well, what did Mark hit this time? Try doing it in front of thousands of people, and then you tell me if I'm, fabricating this stuff. Well, anyway, I didn't take a lot of sides. Did I make, you know, did I crush the market? Was I crushing swinging like I did on Friday on Tesla? No. It was a lower conviction name than Tesla. Tesla was a 6.5 out of 10. This was a 1 out of 10. So what does the one and done do? It says wait for the first 1 minute bar to close. The second I'm just zooming in for you. The second the next 1 minute bar closes, look for a long. Very simple. Stock broke $140.30 right here. I marketed order into some calls, as I was saying all morning, and the stock immediately went to 140.90 and then eventually grinded all the way up to 142.26. That was an easy one and done strategy. A lot of bandits you should have seen. I don't know how many people logged off. What was it? 3, 4, 500 people just logged off in the first 6 minutes of the room after that happened. And I even announced it to you guys today. I'm like, guys, the Newsbeat bandits just made their day. You know how many texts? Thanks, Mark. Quick 2,500. Thanks, Mark. Quick 1,800. Thanks, Mark. Quick 3,000. Because you know why they're not teaching you this? You know why a lot of and this is why I love T3, because they get it. A lot of these prop firms don't want you to be a Newsbeat bandit. A lot of the other prop firms out there don't want you to be a Newsbeat bandit. Does anyone want to guess why? Do any one of you, wow, you guys really line up at night for this. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Does anybody want to know why? They want you to overtrade, or not even overtrade. They want you to trade more shares. How does it benefit a firm if you come in and you trade, a quick 3, 4, 5,000 shares of Facebook, catch a quick dollar or whatever, 50 cents, quarter, $1.50. I mean, this is happening in minutes. This is not like I'm making these or fabricating these numbers out of where I'm sitting. Or you take a quick 20 call options, 10 call options, 50, 100 call options, 200, whatever your number is. It's Facebook. You take as much as you damn please. And then you sell it. You know how many people were dropping? I look at the online users in the room and I see like just people peeling off like flies. And I know they made money and I know they're happy. There is a group of traders within our room, a large community of traders. This community of traders are larger than the majority of rooms out there in themselves, and they do nothing but follow these Newsbeat names. They sometimes trade between 2 and 10 minutes a day. I know I keep saying that. It's true. I see it, and it happens every day. Now, why do I love T3 and why you should love T3 for this and why you should send T3 a Christmas card is because T3 actually has a brokerage unit. And you know what? You should probably look into that if you're interested in prop trading. You should look into T3. You know why? Because this is the same firm that is allowing you to take advantage of plays like these. You know what? I want their prop side to make so much money off paying you less than 100% of your money. Even if you get, 8, 70, 80, 90, whatever. I don't know their numbers. You think I know that? Everybody is different. Everybody has a different structure. But if I can make you, even $500,000 in a year applying something like this, and that's really on, I'm just being perfectly honest, those are the upper end bandit traders who are trading less than 10 minutes a day, making that 500,000. Like if, like even somebody, even if, making it up, some prop firms, they'll give you 95% payout, which is again, amazingly generous. That 5%, you know what 5% of 500,000 is? It's $25,000. How nice of a gift is that? to your prop firm. Oh, did you think we were done with the one and done? You know how many Newsbeat bandits stayed around for the high one strategy? And if you want to know what these strategies are that I keep touting, after this video is done, there's a link in the description. I intentionally put the one and done in high one link in the description. So one and done, right over here. You buy through here, you're up money, done. Next one, you wait for this is a 1 minute chart. You wait for the exponential 8, you wait for the exponential 8 to hit right here. Once the next 1 minute breaks out after hitting the exponential 8 through 141.15, the stock on the high one, green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar, 6 minutes in a row, brought Facebook up $1.31. Maybe you didn't catch $1.31. Maybe you caught 25 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. That happens. When you're dealing with Facebook, that's real money. And you know what? You don't have to sit there and struggle all day. And I'm going to tell you why you didn't in a moment. You didn't have to sit there. Just by getting my Twitter feed, you could have been at work, rolling out of bed in your underwear, just getting the name, and you wouldn't even need to hear my voice to know exactly where I was buying Facebook, where I'm calling breakouts in Facebook, what I'm looking to do in Facebook. Do you find that too easy to make money? How many times do I have to show this to you? How many times do I have to show it to you? Want to know why our open houses are the most successful out of every company, let alone this company? You want to know why? Because we're helping traders turn consistent. We're helping traders actually make money. We're not filling their heads with Captain Zero value, which we'll go over Captain Zero value very shortly. That was one of my agendas today. But I want you to know that when I give you these names, tomorrow, when I give you these names, all right? Let's talk about tomorrow. When I give you these names, you could do the one and done and the high one strategy. That's all you need to do. And yes, I was much lighter in a Facebook, for example, compared to a Tesla. Maybe a one and done and a high one would work here. Keep an eye peeled for a gorgeous 5 minute bull flag. Tesla from Friday. Remember that one? How funny. All three strategies worked. What a coincidence. You want to know the power of combining news flow? Anybody who tells you news flow is not the most important thing in the market does not make 7 figures a year trading. I hate to throw the numbers around and throw the weight around, but if you want to compare your jump shot to Steph Curry's, if you want to compare your basketball skills to LeBron James is allowed to retort and say, how many NBA finals do you have? What's your percent? There has to be some clever retort. But nobody ever gets pitted up against each other, which I wish happened more often because you as the consumer deserve to really see what's BS out there and what is legitimate. And I will always fight for the common man. And how many charitable things that your money is going to help do. How many good things in the world has your money done and accomplished by being part of the Newsbeat Live community? How much good have you done in the world, and how much good can I now give back to you and help you make money with? Okay, a little passionate there, Mark. Let's tone it down 2 inches, and let's 2 notches, and let's I guess on the screen it looks like 2 inches. That looked like 2 inches. I guess my head on the screen looks like this big, which is like an inch and a half. But with that being said, the one and done and high one strategy worked. You did not need to do anything else. Not only that, there is a video, Newsbeat Live Evolutionary Gathering number 6, which teaches you exactly how to even execute on them so you never miss it. I can't press the button on your keyboard, ladies and gentlemen. I could show you what I'm doing. I could share with you my setup. I could show you how to buy things. I could show you what I'm focused on. I could do a whole video on that. I could show you the name I'm picking. I could show you the strategies I'm doing with the name. I could call out when I'm utilizing these strategies in real time on the audio. I can't do anything else for you. Short of pressing the button, I think I'm doing everything when it comes to catching names like Facebook today, which again was even a very low conviction trade. I didn't hit a home run by any crazy stretch of the imagination either. With that being said, that was let's go into algorithmic trend line. So it's very interesting. So what we did yesterday, if you want to look at our numbers from the other day, do I have them up here? No, they're on the other video. I gave you on the triple. I'll read them to you. You can watch. You'll have them in your email box. 162.73. I gave you 162.73 on the triple Qs of resistance today. So here I want to show you a five. Let's just go into the one chart. Let's just go into the one chart here. Just so you can easily see, I want you to easily see why these algorithmic levels are important. I want you to see my forms of technical analysis versus the other forms of technical analysis out there, and you be the judge which one actually has the most value. Yes, a lot of them are effective. Yes, a lot of the methodologies I don't use do work in the market. I am not delusional. But here's the triple Qs. Opens up in the morning, shoots up. We give you the level of resistance, 162.73. Qs hit $162.76, and in the next 10 minutes, actually dropped $2.20. That's not a joke. Right over here. Hits 162.76, breaks my level by 3 pennies, and then drops 2 points in 10 minutes. You want to talk about true analysis? Comes back up, hits the trend line again, and then drops. Comes back up, hits the trend line right here, and drops. Comes back up, hits the trend line again right over here, drops. Hits it again, drops. Hits it again, trying to hang out, and then bearish engulfing bar and drops before coming back above it again, showing true signs of resistance. That was a fluke. I'll admit, I've never done that with an algorithmic level before. Total and utter fluke. How about the fact that we gave you, and then we're going to talk about Captain Zero value and how you could prevent following people who are destroying your brain cells. So we talked about the spiders the other day, and we gave you the level of 264.92 as resistance. The day high in the spiders, $265.16. That is 24 cents off our level. You want to see how the spiders looked in real time when our trend line hit? Here is the upper end of the trend line based off the resistance we gave you. It hits right here, gets smacked right down. How's that for a call? But you know what? The sun shines on a dog's face sometimes. Okay, let's look at Google. Fair enough. You know, everybody's lucky once in a while. I'm telling you, it happens to the best of us. How about on Google that yesterday I gave you a resistance level on Google of $1,059.68 on my algo levels, which I'm going to share with you tomorrow's levels during this video. I gave you $1,059. I'm not boasting. I'm just telling you how to avoid bullshit and how to actually see something that could potentially make you money. $1,059.68 we gave you as the resistance of Google. Day high in Google, $1,059.60. It was 8 cents off on Google. You could be $2 off on Google, and that is a phenomenal prediction. I was 8 cents off on Google. Okay, again, Mark, the sun shines on a parakeet's feathers sometimes. Okay, fair enough. How about Boogie coming out with this call? Mark, connect on the S&P 500. You know, a small name that doesn't really trade a lot. You know, like these little sub $10 crapper names that have digestive patterns that you look to head lower, and you're trying to short these $3 names, and half the people have brokerage access to do it, and half the people don't have brokerage access to do it, and have to pay to borrow shares to short. And then you'll have somebody who brings zero value to you sharing you these strategies to short. You know, names like that. You know, names that they're not thick. Not a lot of people trade. Like the Standard & Poor's 500. Boogie comes out May 29th low. Connect that to your October 29th low. Go on a daily chart of the S&P 500. You want to know how and why the algorithmic trendline course is shaping traders of the future? May 29th low, October 29th low. You draw that, it gives you a low right over here. It gives you a trend line right over here on the S&P of $2,584.35. The day low in the S&P 500, $2,583.23. $1.12 off the low. Okay. Boogie, you got lucky. And then he's in the room saying, guys, I think the market bottomed, is what he was saying. So what does that mean when he comes in the room on the S&P 500 and he says, guys, the market bottomed? How does that even bring value to you? That's no value, Boogie. Stop it. That's zero value. I don't trade the S&P 500. I have never traded an S&P 500 contract in my entire life, and I've been a trader for 19 years. You brought zero value to me. Okay, fair enough. Here's the S&P 500 hitting day lows right on our algorithmic trend line, being unable to break down after hitting against it right here. Here's a 5-minute of the S&P 500 before taking off and never looking back. Look at your stock after 11:05 a.m. Any stock you traded today. Maybe it didn't work. I'm not saying it did. Look at any stock you traded today after 11:05 a.m. and tell me if that was a good buying opportunity. Well, go on your chart. Don't take my word for it. I don't trade the S&P 500. Here's 11:05 in Apple, digested and then shot up. Here's the 11:05 of Facebook. I wasn't trading it here. That digested and then went up eventually near the bottom end of its range. I'm sure there are 250,000 other names, especially names like the banks probably bottomed. Yep, the banks were right by the bottom. JP Morgan bottomed exactly at 11:05. I'm pulling up stupid examples. You could have traded anything. That is the value. And you might wonder, well, what do you do? How do you take advantage of these algorithmic trend lines? I literally did a video that shows you how to set alerts and track anything you want to track. You want to know what kind of consistency it leads to? Let's look at somebody who's been really, doing these algorithmic trend lines consistently. You want to talk about that person? That person is up money 26 out of the last 26 days. He is on a 26-day win streak. It is baffling. I am not on a 26-day win streak. It is baffling. If you want to know the power of consistency when it comes to algorithmic levels. I don't want to go into the full video. I just did recent videos. Honestly, watch every video I did in the past week and a half, and you will know exactly how to turn into a consistent trader utilizing this methodology. Trading is only, you want to know who makes trading hard, ladies and gentlemen? Remember from the Active Trader Summit? You make trading hard. You are the person who makes trading difficult. Trading is such an easy way to consistently make money. It is so easy. And God, it sounds awful to make it sound so simple when so many people are struggling. I feel like an asshat just for saying that. I do. But I'm not going to make it up and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Trading is as difficult as you want to make it. So what did I do today? I traded Facebook. I made money in the morning and then I stopped. Then you know what I did in the middle of the day? Nothing. There are other traders who are calling the bottom in the middle of the day, like the S&P futures bottom, utilizing our algorithmic trend lines. Isn't that funny? You want to talk true technical analysis? You want to know why most people draw trend lines incorrectly? You know there's a science to it. You know there's an invented methodology and science to it. And we are the only course on the planet that invented that methodology here. Do you realize you're dealing with traders who spend 50,000 hours of their lives designing this methodology? I could teach you up to 35,000 hours of my experience in 3 hours. I could bring you to where I was 35,000 hours later, because there are no courses on the internet, with the exception of the Algo Trendline course that is offered at T3. I'm not even pitching it. I'm just telling you these algorithmic trend lines work, and I'm going to share with you the levels. I'm going to share with you the levels for tomorrow in a group of names. Is it every single name? No, I'm not going to give you the levels for 2,500 or there's 8,700 names, whatever it is in the entire market. That's up to you to pick the ones you like, and I'll give you the major ones. Then, of course, the best thing that I read today, I guess we should go into zero value and why you need to be careful. you need to be very careful here because there are people who are spewing BS in your mailbox. So, um, first of all, the funniest thing I said, so our traders, especially whether they're flooding your email box from random gurus, people on CNBC, people like that, when they're actually saying why this market is going to head down for the first time in a decade. We have an extremely weak market. We have a very bearish market at the moment. My analysis says we can be red for the first time this year. And if you heard anybody say that for the first time in the past 3 weeks, run as far away from that imbecile as you possibly can. Because what they are doing is they're regurgitating the vomit that is spewed to you on CNBC, something that you actually should try to avoid. CNBC tries to make itself, one of the biggest distractions I tell every trader in trading, turn off CNBC. It doesn't make you a professional trader because you're in front of a software with CNBC. Do you know my experience? Do you know I have done statistical analysis on traders, studies that should be offered to every prop firms out there, prop firms in which when they hire me, I actually share this data with you. You want to know the prop firms that hired Mark Melnick? I want to know the prop firms that hired Mark Melnick to help structure their traders. Those are the prop firms when you walk inside their offices, there's no TVs on. There's no TVs on. You're like, hey, where's CNBC? The only people listen to CNBC listen on their computer with a headset, and they don't bother the other traders around them because CNBC spews garbage. And then you'll get emails from a bunch of extremely Captain Hindsight zero value people trying to spew vomit in your email box. It's like, oh, look, the market might close red for the year. Blah! And then you open up your email and you're like, oh, God, that stinks. Now, why am I saying that? Why am I bashing these zero value, useless human beings of traders who can bring you absolutely no value whatsoever? Why am I even talking about this? Okay? All right? Because when I've talked to these traders for a while, what is this? We've been talking about this forever. The Newsbeat Live Room was talking about this every month this year because this was given out on the first day of January, which is before the first day of trading. The first day of trading is January 3rd. We've been talking about this. The markets, we will close the year lower for the first time ever since 2008. That was our call. And this email was sent out to everybody in the room. There's over 1,700 confirmed copies and timestamps being sent out of this email. Now, I am not boasting. I'm not bragging. I might be wrong. We didn't close the year red. But when people come to you in late December and they're like, see why the market could close red for the first time, because they look at the triple Qs, and I'm just warning you for yourself. You want to follow somebody like this, you be my guest. I can only help you so much. I will show you the way. I will paint for you the way. I will tell you exactly the way my software is set out. I will share with you the way my video is set out. I will share with you the exact algorithmic strategy I'm doing. I'll share with you the second algorithmic strategy I'm doing. I'll share with you the name I'm going to apply those algorithmic strategies with. I will tell you on audio that I'm watching this in the morning. I will tell you exactly what I'm trying to do in the morning, and then I'll tell you exactly when I buy it in the morning. I will do all these things for you. I am here to help you. All right. This is not to make a sale. This is not to look how smart I am. In this week's plan, I'm going to tell you why I bring you absolutely zero value. And now we know if the Qs close below 156.56, which is $156.56, that we will close red for the year. And if you look at your lovely, lovely spiders, you're already red for the year. Now, uh, again, I'm not saying anything with anything. I am just saying that based on the Melnick report, what you hear being spewed out now was actually being told to you 12, 11 and months and 3 weeks ago, 11 months and 2 weeks ago. All right. And anybody who spews this BS in your ear today for the first time, likes bringing you no value in everything they do. You ever hear the story, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me? It's time that and this is very important to your consistency, which is why you need to hear what I'm about to say. You ever hear that? Fool me once? Most of you have. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. When somebody comes up to you like that and they explain to you why we have an extremely sluggish market, a very bearish market at the moment, look for those keywords that we might close down for the first year in a decade. That was the Mark Melnick 10-year theory that I invented before we've ever had it in the past. It was a new strategy, a new methodology that says it's impossible for the market to have 10 consecutive green years in a row. And now you hear these people spewing it like as if they are some sort of people who do what for you exactly? Help you lose money? You have to take responsibility for your words, for your actions. It's very easy when you get a marketing email from any of these firms out there. It's very easy when you see a CNBC analyst on television to always sound like they're right and ahead of the curve. The problem is this: if you continue to follow these people, you know what that's like? It's like fooling you twice, shame on you. And unfortunately, it's usually not twice. It could be 50, 60, 70, 100, 200 times. It's shame on you. Now, we have no free trial. We don't. But what happens this week after the free trial, especially into Christmas, a lot of people are just going to start flooding in the Newsbeat live room. I highly suggest, if for whatever God unknown reason that you were not part of our last open house, which is fine, let bygones be bygones, and you're following somebody who is actually sharing with you, you know, the true nature, the true essence of Captain Zero value. If you are following that person, now is the time to make your change for the new year. You know what I find funny? Everybody always makes New Year's resolutions and they don't stick. You know why? You know the psychology. Does anybody want to know the psychology why New Year's resolutions fail? You know why? Do you guys want to know why? Are you curious at all why New Year's resolutions fail? They're not, no, not that they're negative, Dana. No, the commands, you know what it is? They fail because you're generally giving yourself a pass at the moment to do the opposite of what you should. So, for example, the one of the most famous ones, I need to lose weight. Heck, I could lose 5, 10 pounds. I don't know. Why not? Sure, everyone can, right? Not everyone. Everyone can lose 5, right? But I'm going to pig my face off during this holiday season as much as I humanly can because, exactly, Kevin. So people stuff their face up until New Year's. So now you're trying to create something good. And the way you build the foundation for the something good is you hit it with an axe at its support beams. And you wonder when the new year comes why it all crumples. If you are serious about turning the corner as a trader right now, drop whatever zero value person you're with right now and join the Newsbeat live room. That's my shameless pitch. That is your New Year's resolution. You know what? What would you rather do? Would you rather lose weight this New Year's? Would you rather quit smoking cigarettes? That's, Mark Melnick used to smoke cigarettes. Quit smoking cigarettes, or would you rather be a kick-ass trader making money consistently? Which one would you choose? Or maybe my words weren't on you. Some of you guys are like ripped and, you know, whatever, and you don't smoke cigarettes. What would you rather do? Whatever New Year's resolution you want, or make money to be a kick-ass trader? Which one? Which one would you prefer? I hate to say it, I would want to be a kick-ass trader over anything. Make money, baby. Exactly. Make $1,000 a day, Eric. Would you want that more than anything? What if I told you, Eric, and I think I met you at the thing. I think you were like jacked if I recall. So maybe you're a good example to say this to, Eric. Eric, what would you rather do? Would you rather what if I told you you would do the opposite of having that, like that Greek sculpted body you have? Like let's say, and I think that was you. What if you gained 25 pounds, Eric, but you are making $1,000 a day? Would that be a good handoff? Let's take the opposite of staying in shape, which you obviously are in much better shape than me. Would you gain 25 pounds to make $1,000 a week by the end of the year? And of course, you could have a new resolution to try to lose that weight. But what if that said you're going to gain 25 pounds? And I don't want to say that health is more important than wealth because it isn't. It isn't. But here's the bottom line. If you can have any one resolution, wouldn't you want to make money as a trader? So instead of saying, I'm going to follow the imbecile, I'm going to follow the slightly above par to slightly below par trader I am following, if I'm going to follow Captain Zero Value, instead of saying, I'm only going to do it till the end of the you name it here because my subscription with this imbecile ends in January or February or March or April, wouldn't you want to be with the most consistent traders out there? Wouldn't you want to be part of them? Wouldn't you want them to rub off on you now? You know, it's so funny. Some of you are like, you know what? I already have this subscription to, this XYZ service at XYZ firm somewhere else. Would you really want to follow? Are you really going to follow that person for 2 more months and hope you get something because you don't want your subscription to end? You know, it's funny. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story, a good story. So, you know, I was working on charts. I went through a divorce. That's not the funny part of the story. I got remarried. And when I got remarried, I realized how bad some of my habits were. So, what I used to do is every time I would go out and eat, and some of you guys have seen me eat, I would have extra food. So, like, my wife isn't a big eater. I am. I eat enough for me, her, and the five people, the five burlesque men sitting on the other table. So, what I do is I'll take the food home and I'll put it in the fridge. And then I'll eat it the next day, even if it's like pizza, especially if it's pizza. Like, I go out, I'm not ordering 2 slices of pizza. I'm too mathematically smart for that. I'm ordering a pizza pie because I save money on the slices. So what I do is I take the pizza and I put it in the fridge. Right? Right, Stephen? Right? So I take it and put it in the fridge. Then I wake up the next morning and it's gone. And as somebody from Brooklyn who loves his pizza, I'm like, sweetheart, where's my pizza? She's like, I threw it out. And I look at her like she took a diamond bracelet and flushed it down the toilet and it's never to be retrieved. And I looked at her and I looked at her and I'm like, why'd you do that? Like angry and shocked and in utter dismay. All those three emotions is how my voice came out at her. Like I couldn't believe it. It's like, do you hate me? Like I didn't know what was going on. It wasn't DeFara's. Then I might be in jail now, Art, if it was DeFara's pizza. It wasn't, thank God for her life. So I was like, what's going on here? What's going on? And she's like, do you know how much bacteria grows on your food after one day of staying in the fridge? And I never got it. And I never understood it because I was eating pizza more often than I do now. Way more often. I don't really eat pizza anymore. But I was eating pizza a lot more often back then. And then I realized that for some reason, I had more phlegm in my throat from the natural bacteria from leaving pizza in the fridge, and it didn't get to the point where it made me sick, but I was basically like, you know how smokers are and they go like that sort of thing. That's what I was like. That's what I was like. And as a broadcaster, I would constantly have to mute on I won't mute off. Mute off, mute on, mute off, mute on, mute off, mute on to speak. And then she said, wouldn't it be easier if you just stopped eating that pizza and stopped saving it and stopped trying to get the last dime out of it? She's like, buy the pie, but when you're done, throw it out. Give it to someone. Don't save used food. And coming from a poor area in Brooklyn, I inherited my brother's t-shirts and his sweaters and his pants, you know. All the clothes I had were once owned. So for me, it was like it didn't even register with me. Don't be that person who is in a bad trading room right now and wants to stick it out for another couple months because you have a subscription. Okay? Guess what? God forbid, you know, another last story, and it'll just take a minute. There's this girl I knew, one of my sister's friends, who had a subscription to a tanning salon, and they buy those what the 3 month summer passes, and they could go in and out of those tanning beds, which are horrible for you. I've never done it, even if you think I need it. I've never done one of those tanning beds, and she was diagnosed with, a melanoma. She had a melanoma on her back, but she kept going. I shit you not, I almost tore her face off, like verbally tore her face off. I'm not violent with women because she was still going to the tanning salon after she was diagnosed with it was stage 4 melanoma. They had to like carve it off her back. And I felt horrible for her, obviously. And she still was going to the salon. And I looked at her and I basically, because I was very close with her too. She's my sister's friend. She was in the house all the time, whatever. So I was like, why the are you doing that? Like, are you crazy? And she's like, well, what I'm going to do, her logic was she was going to take a gauze pad, put it on the part where the melanoma was, tape over it, check it out, with scotch tape, not even medical tape, scotch tape, and cut out the gauze pad so it won't ruin her tan and she could still tan her back, but she won't be tanning on the part with the melanoma. I kid you not, my jaw dropped to the floor. I remember having to give her money to buy her pass from her to throw it in the garbage so she wouldn't go tanning anymore. Now, look, I get it. I gave you a very non-extreme example and a phenomenally extreme example. If you are following someone right now that is hurting you and that you can never see growth from, somebody who you do not feel is improving you, somebody who is not sharing easy ways to make money for you. I mean, you're a trader. You'll do whatever you want in your own time. A lot of traders will just hit the buttons and do whatever you want. But if you're not following somebody that's helping you bring consistent alpha, I encourage you at this moment, right now, today, to join the Newsbeat live room. Do it for a month. What do you want for Christmas? I want a 1 month membership to the Newsbeat live room. And again, there's no more promotions going on for my room for the rest of the year, as far as I know. Do it. Get away from the poison that you're in right now. Get out of the poisonous well. Get out. Jimbo just spent $500 on another service 2 days before joining your room. No regrets. There. That is exactly the type of mentality that you should have. Doesn't matter who you did or did not pay for. Are you willing to put yourself in a better situation when the opportunity arrives? If opportunity knocks and you don't answer the door because you're so involved with something else, that opportunity might be lost. Don't do it for your account. Do it for your future success and consistency as a trader. There is no better time than this moment to be part of the Newsbeat live room. And we've been doing this without even heavy news flow. When heavy news flow comes in, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see why this is the most amazing room on the internet. You haven't even seen amazing yet, I promise you. You haven't seen 5% of what I can offer you. And it's not that I'm holding back, it's the market's holding back. And all I can say is, people generally pay for their subscriptions immediately after joining. So definitely check us out. Will be one of the best decisions you've ever made. How about tomorrow's levels? Enough with these sad stories about these imbecilic women who continue to go to a tanning salon after one of the most heartbreaking diagnoses. Diagnosis? Well, Mark Melnick needs to take English 101. How about tomorrow's levels today? Captain Zero Value. I think the market might close red for the first time. Wow, what insight. Thank you, Captain Hindsight. Where were you when we actually needed you? There's your support and resistance on the Qs, spiders, IWM, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. Right over there are tomorrow's levels. You liked us calling the top of Google today? You liked us calling the bottom of the top of the spiders today, and someone in the room calling the bottom of SPX using our levels? You liked us calling the top of the triple Qs this morning before we plummeted 2 points in 10 minutes after breaking my level by what, 3 cents? You like that? Well, how about tomorrow's levels today? Copy them, take a screenshot with your phone, jot it down. Here they are. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, our game plan in Forex. So let me just explain to you on the Forex side why I'm not giving Forex trades, because they had an issue on their servers, and what happened was I don't know what these charts look like. I don't really know what happened on December 5th, 6th, and 7th, for example. So I need to see more bars form before I have the comfortability to start giving you um, before I start giving you Forex trades. So honestly, because server side on the charting service I use, and I know, Mark, you could use TradingView. I get it. It's just what I'm comfortable with, so I'll wait. I don't need, I'm not like, on the vein trying to get that Forex rush, even though we've been doing well in the Forex market recently. I'm cool. I could wait till I see more bars, but that's why I'm not giving Forex trades. In terms of our game plan names, XPER, bullish trigger through $18.99. This was a very, very big mover today. I was very excited about this one. They basically had a new patent license agreement with Samsung, and it basically they're going to dismiss all pending litigation between the companies, and they reached an agreement, and basically expiry or Sperry or however you want to pronounce it is going to license their patents over to Samsung. As a result, you saw the stock obviously explode up today. Maybe we'll get a follow through here from today's high. I'm watching 18.99 for a bullish trigger in XPER. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why traders who bring you zero value, who are slightly subpar to slightly above average, try to bring you nonsensical BS. But even through all that, there is one thing that they will always admit that is true. And those traders will always tell you that there is a very good reason why the Newsbeat Live Room is the largest, fastest growing trading room on the internet. Happy trading, make money. Trading room in the nation. Happy trading, make money. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.